Hi everybody, welcome to this unit on how to write an essay. This is going to be a step-by-step, this unit is a step-by-step breakdown to being a successful essay writer. Let's begin because there's a lot of information for this very first lesson. Also note that pretty much all the information in all of these lessons comes from a website called Scribbr.com. I'll put that in the notes. All right, let's take a quick look at what this unit's going to cover. First of all, we're going to talk about essays and structure in this lesson. Then we're going to talk about introduction paragraphs, just an overview of what it is. We're going to talk specifically about thesis statements versus topic sentences, which are in your introduction. We're going to talk also specifically about hooks and background, which are also in your introduction. We're going to talk about the overview of body paragraphs and an overview of conclusion paragraphs. Let's get started on essays and structure. And in this particular lesson, you're going to be able to understand the structure and organization of an essay through taking your own notes and passing a mastery check. So yes, you should be taking notes over these lessons. You will be taking mastery checks and you need to get an 80% or above on each of those. All right, so what is an essay? First of all, an essay is a short piece of writing that's set around a specific topic or subject. You know these from getting prompts, right? Prompts set your topic or your subject, and the essay is the piece of writing that you do to answer it. They give information surrounding the topic, but they are also implicitly displaying your opinions and thoughts, right? So this is why I always tell you, you do not use personal pronouns in your writing, because the fact that you are writing this piece, it is already stating implicitly that these are your opinions and that this is what you believe. And your job is to prove it. So there's four main types of essay writing. The first is a narrative. These are the only ones where you really can use personal pronouns like I, you, we, us, because these are details about a story, oftentimes from a particular point of view, which is your point of view, right? So you hear a lot about narratives as like storytelling. The second type of writing is descriptive writing. And in descriptive writing, it's really where you're just describing something in great detail, no matter what that something is. It could be an object, a place, a person, an event. It doesn't matter. It's all about going really deep with great description. Expository writing is explaining something. It's really looking at a problem and its solutions, or looking at a problem, comparing it to something else, exploring it. But the whole idea in an expository piece is to explain something. And finally, there's your argumentative essays, where you are trying to convince your reader to believe your opinion or your point of view. So there are three parts of every essay. The first is the introduction. This is your first paragraph. It's going to grab the reader's attention with a hook. It actually sets up the entire paper with your thesis statement and your main points. Next, you have body paragraphs. This is the middle, right? The chunk, the meat of your essay. You have one body paragraph for every main point that you state in the introduction. These support your thesis statement, and they have in-depth analysis and arguments. Then finally, you have your conclusion, and your conclusion is the final paragraph of an essay. It really wraps up the entire essay and rephrases your thesis and restates the main points that you have spent all of this time writing about in the essay. The way you present your information in an essay is really important. You want us to display it in an order of simple to complex ideas. Then an argument should actually start with the most simple thing and end with the most complex thing. When you're writing about literature, oftentimes you're going to present your information chronologically, right? In the order in which things happen. Background information is also really, really critical. It needs to appear towards the beginning of your essay, so it goes in your introduction. It's general background that gets presented to the reader. And then finally is relevant information. That everything in your essay needs to be relevant to the thesis statement. Okay, each piece of information should be moving your argument forward or providing necessary background information. Signposting and transitions are also critical parts to an essay. Signposting is also known as like your main points, okay? So signposting is what guides the reader through your essay with the language that describes or hints at the structure of what's to follow. So like I said, really this is the main points in your introduction. You're going to say my essay is about this, this, and this. That's your signposting, okay? So that's the preview of your main points. And then, of course, you have transitions throughout an essay. They're going to be there to link different ideas together. They help guide a reader through your text, moving them from component to component, okay? These may be included to transition between ideas in one paragraph, or they might be used to transition between ideas in different paragraphs. So, if you want to go into more in-depth and get more in-depth information simply about the structure of an essay, click on the link that is provided from Scribbr.com. But now that you understand the structure and the parts of an essay, it's time for you to take your mastery check. You need to get an 80%, and then you should be moving on to lesson 2.